blue of the western sky comes...
maintain 2000, Mark 666.
Live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas, this is Runway DFW in color. Now, here is your host, Walt Zwerko.
I believe he's referring to me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be on this big blue marble. It is Walt here from Founders Plaza at DFW International Airport on a kind of hazy, muggy Tuesday morning, just after 6:30. Welcome on in to our little presentation. We expect to be bringing you some good aircraft today. Why, look over there. There's a MD-11. And look over here. There's a 747. So what better way to start the day than with the Queen of the Skies, Asiana Cargo, off to Seattle, here on a Tuesday morning edition of Runway DFW. So it's as though we planned this. I'm not that clever. This is a 747-400. It is... oh. This one needs a musical salute.
All the best! 1999!
Okay, we got your 23-year-old aircraft there, painted in the Asiana colors. Off to Seattle, it should be blasting off from this side of the airfield on runway 18 left, probably. We're just before daybreak here. If we'd started any earlier, our cameras wouldn't quite register, except for the one that we use for our nighttime presentations. You'll see a plane coming in the background there momentarily from Jackson, Mississippi, American Eagle Flight 3621. Plane you're looking at is Flight 244, Asiana Cargo.
Runway 18 right to taxi Yankee, line up and runway 18 left via Yankee Asiana 244.
Hope you all had a great weekend. We were here with you on Saturday, I think. Yeah, Saturday, for about 5 hours. And I was just itching to get back, so here we are. So I guess depending on how heavily laden this particular aircraft is, it could just make a right-hand turn on runway 18 left and soar into the morning sky. Cleared for takeoff is this 747 Queen of the Skies. Let's see how loud it gets. We say farewell to that aircraft. Let's see here. There's an MD-11, and we're going to look at another MD-11, or at least try to. This is a FedEx MD-11 coming in over on the east side from Memphis. No, from Indianapolis. And as we all know by now, the FedEx and UPS MD-11s are going to be going away in the next few years, so we savor every opportunity to get a look at them coming or going, or even just sitting there. That's a little more of it than I thought we could see. See if we can catch the tail here. There it is. And that will be the extent of our view of that one. But we can always gaze at this, I don't know, what do you call it? Prince of the Skies? This came in just as I was getting here at 5 a.m. local time. So we'll take a look at some cargo operations. I think we're clear as far as other things. No, I was wrong about that. On account of, there is a Polar Air Cargo 767 coming in from Cincinnati. So we'll divert our camera 1 over to the northeastern sky. Here it comes. I do believe I see a super chat from GE. And as you know, GE brings good things to life. And there's a $2 super chat. Great stream early AM. Keep up. Great work. Sounds like a telegram. Keep up. Great work. Stop. What am I saying, telegram? Nobody knows what a telegram is. But thank you, GE. And yes, we are on the air this morning as we have a new member to welcome, DJ Paisa. Thank you, DJ Paisa, for being a new member of Runway DFW on the air. So let's see if we can greet our loyal listeners and viewers here. And get things rearranged with our multi-camera setup. Yes, we have 4 cameras beaming our signal to you today, and miraculously somehow they're still all working. There's camera 4. And so let's say hi to everybody. Our moderator, Bill Platt, says thank you everyone for joining us this morning at DFW. Thank you, Bill, for being here. Brian Henry, a member of Runway DFW, says good morning, Walt, and to the rest of you fine folks. Cathay Spotter, another great member, says happy Tuesday, everyone. Hope all is well today. Douglas Serrano says he is appreciative of our on-the-air sign. I found that, where did I find that? At Temu, that crazy Chinese website which sells just about everything for pennies on the dollar. And there's Brian Henry. Good morning, Walt, and to the rest of you fine folks. We have Cathay Spotter. Good morning, Runway DFW. Walt, I'm working now, so I hope to catch your stream later. Well, we hope you will. YouTube is pretty good about that. Let's see who else is with us. Luke Jensen says, Walt, do you know exactly when the 11s, the MD-11s, are being retired? I believe FedEx put a date of, it was like 2027, I think. I may be wrong about that. That's what I remember. But yeah, it's in the next couple of years. Well, let's watch a plane come in, shall we? And press that button. One thing about having many buttons to press. It's American Flight 2772 arriving from Oklahoma City on that Airbus A321. Let's see, where were we? I was trying to acknowledge everyone here. Maggie Lee says, good morning, guys. Our pal, Raina Taylor, just back from a Florida vacation, says good morning, Walt. Good morning, everyone. Cookie Monster 65 says, when does Qantas arrive? Qantas, well, it depends on the day. Qantas has 2 flights coming into DFW. Not every day, though. Well, we have a daily flight from Sydney, and then we have I think it's a 4-time-a-week flight from Melbourne. Hey, there's the sun. Good morning, sunrise. Stephanie Hutchison says, good morning, aviation friends. This is a great start to my morning. Matthias, good morning to you and hello from Hamburg, Germany. Enjoying your show from DFW. Michael Freer says, good morning. Teresa says, GM Walt. It's GMW. Magoo Manor says, oh, Magoo, you've done it again. What a beautiful morning for plane spotting. Morning from Houston. Dogwood67, a member of Runway DFW. Morning, everyone. Hope you're all good today. And we've got Ad Fluid, hello from Los Angeles Airport. MR Rice, we're going backwards in time here, so it's so good to see the Queen in the morning. And yes, it is indeed. Not a queen, but a baby bus or a mini bus, depending on what you like to call it, an Airbus A319. Flight 2563, American Airlines from the capital of the state of Texas, Austin. Touching down at 6:45 in the a.m. Okay, so I'm sorry, I don't mean to have missed anybody here. Oh, I see Epic Toast Man in there. Luke Jensen says, hello, Walt, again from Farmers Branch. Glad to be able to help your channel out what little I can. Keep up the good work. And as you can see from that mark there, Luke is a member of Runway DFW. And there's Epic Toast Man, ETM, as we refer to him fondly. Good morning, everyone. Somil Bandari, good morning, everyone from India. MRI says, good evening, Walt. I believe he's still in the Philippines, or at least, yes, he's 11 hours ahead of us. And he says, congratulations on reaching 11,000 subscribers. By this time next year, you'll reach 25,000. Well, we'll see. We'll see about that. Hopefully that will be the case. So as you can see, our sunrise is occluded by the cloud cover here this morning. DJ Paisa says, is calling in from Melbourne. And MR Rice says, can anyone tell me why the flag is at half staff? And that is because of the recent tragedies here in Texas. There's a horrendous shopping center gunman in Allen, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas, in which 8 innocent people were gunned down. That was on Saturday. In fact, it had happened as we were still on the air. I didn't really realize it until I was off the air. Then I had to go work on that story for my TV station's website. And of course, there was another incident in South Texas. I think it was the next day, where a number of people were killed by a car that ran through a red light and crashed into them at a bus stop. Very unpleasant topics. So, well, we got a little lull in the action here. We'll see these fine UPS employees working on this MD-11. Mark Chandler is here. Good morning, all from the UK. And Mark is a member, as is Marie Isbell. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. We've got Nuno Costa. Good morning. Hello from Terceria in the Azores. Wow, we've got a global audience this morning. I'm going to try to bring you this landing here, but I was kind of behind on this one. As you can see, it's an American Eagle plane coming in from Stillwater, Oklahoma. Plus CRJ 701ER, Stillwater, what, about a half hour away? Let's check the, well, it says 42 minutes. Hey, we've got a heavy coming in. What do you think about that? It's going to be Flight 116 American Airlines, arriving from Maui. 777-200. So if you like those 777s, we've got at least one for you here. Kind of an empty parking lot here at Founders Plaza this early in the morning. It'll fill up as the day goes on. I was just talking to someone who is a driver for car service, and he comes out here and just watches planes between rides. Hours and 40 minutes in the air from the islands on that 22-year-old turn-of-the-century aircraft. Now making a turn. Not of the century, I guess. Well, as we did observe in the beginning of our program here, we're getting a pretty sharp look this morning at our nearest celestial neighbor. A few trains at another Runway DFW member says, morning, Walt from Crewe in the UK. Hope the weather wasn't too stormy over the weekend. Looks like we might get a thunderstorm here. Well, we can all use some rain every now and again, yeah? So busy looking at the moon, almost missed this Dreamliner coming in. I don't even know where it's from yet. Let's find out. Well, that was also from the islands. That was Flight 102, 787-9. Aloha. Nothing is lined up to land right now. I do see some ground operations vehicles there kind of marching back and forth on runway 18 left, which is the takeoff runway. But things will perk up as we go through the morning. The next to arrive is going to be American Eagle Flight 3511 from College Station, ending what has so far been a 39-minute flight on a Embraer 175. Oh, it's kind of blurry, isn't it? All right, we'll swing around and get you a view of this flight coming in from College Station. College Station, of course, the home of the Texas A&M Aggies. The grackles are serenading us this morning. All right, a safe arrival from College Station. That sounds almost like a car alarm. So they're loading up that big ol' MD.
Take cross 18 left and ground the other side on boy 3511.
Anthony Teal says, "Morning, Walt. Thanks for scratching the aviation itch this morning." Tiny Truck says, "It's been a tough couple of days. I'd love to be on one of those planes no matter where they may be going." And Brian Henry says, "Is it just me or does anyone else love those silhouette shots with the sunrise and the planes?" Yeah, they are nice to see. In fact, I'm going to swing around real fast too. I kind of missed that one. It's another American Eagle Embraer 175. I've got 4 cameras. I should never do a swish pan like that. Unprofessional. See, because I can do this and get you that shot. You see the big old MD right there. You see me turning the camera around for the next arrival, which is American Flight 2380 from Columbus, Ohio, I believe. Yeah. It will be an Airbus A321. And switch over there. I almost wish there was a little more cloud cover, because when the sun comes up here in the morning time, it does kind of make our job of taking pictures a little harder, and well, we'll just muddle through. You can see as that plane gets further away from us, the visibility there's a bit of haze in the air this morning. Just a little reminder, you are watching Runway DFW in color as we hit 7 o'clock. We've got the gang in the Runway DFW motorized satellite truck beaming our signal around the world to you. And we'll be with you until about 9 o'clock Central Time. So that's 2 more solid hours of this nonsense. So hang out with us here at Runway DFW, if you would. Thank you. American Flight 2766 just coming in from, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. My tripod has a mind of its own. Coming in from San Antonio, Texas on an Airbus A320. Next to arrive from Alexandria, Virginia? Why is it coming over here? Usually the... Generally, the flights from the East Coast come in on the east side of the airport. We're on the west side. But here's one from Alexandria. I'm trying to remember if I've ever seen a flight from Alexandria come in. But it's flight 3189. And press that. There we go. This one's a CRJ 701ER. As far as the aircraft type goes. And we'll see it here in just a minute or two. Douglas Serrano says a UPS flight from Houston Intercontinental is in the DFW area now. And Raina Taylor says, I'll be competing in College Station probably next week because I'm competing in the State Special Olympics equestrian competition. And I'm going to say this plane is coming in on runway 18 left. Am I right about that? Sometimes it's hard to tell.
Cross one right, cross one left, switch to ground, and boy locals 058.
No, that was on 18 right. I think maybe because it was a smaller aircraft, it looked further away. Our next arrival is coming in from Tallahassee, Florida. CRJ 909, what is it going to be? CRJ 900 LR. American Eagle, operated by PSA Airlines. American Eagle 5081 is the flight number designation. So if you had 5901 on your bingo card, you're a winner. We'll probably, as the summer months come on here, we'll probably be doing a lot more of these kind of morning, early morning and
Copy, that'll be
early
after
evening.
crossing, contact ground point on 0.5 and local 058.
early evening stream says it gets really oppressively hot here in the summertime. And I know we're not in the summertime yet, but we're already seeing temperatures in the 80s and 90s Fahrenheit. Hey, and let's look over here at the UPS facility where there's the West Tower and this MD-11. And the thing about it is that if you look, the door which had been open there with cargo going in is now closed, at least on this side. I can't tell. Yeah, it looks like they're still lifting cargo in on the other side of the aircraft. But, you know, if we're playing our cards right, we may well see this plane go out before we go. Got another American Eagle flight coming in. This one from Midland, Texas, flight 3588 on an Embraer 175 LR. And the next arrival is an Airbus A320 American Airlines flight 2646 from Colombia. Brian Henry was correcting me. It's not Alexandria, Virginia. It's Alexandria, Louisiana. So thank you for that correction.
2A right, hold for Bravo, American. 1A right, hold for Bravo, American.
I just heard from my globe-trotting son yesterday. He lives and works in Seoul. And
Golf 8, cross 18 left, we'll go on the east side, American 2646.
he's been invited to participate in some sort of an all-expenses-paid seminar in Washington, D.C.
Top route, 0.65, top bridge, American 2646.
I think it's today he's going out on a non-stop 777 Korean Air from Seoul to D.C. And he'll spend a few days there. I think he goes back on Saturday, and then he hops right back on a plane for a vacation with his girlfriend to Paris. Well, he's literally, almost literally going all the way around the world in the next couple of weeks. What do we have there? Well, that was American Flight 430 from Charlotte, another American Airlines hub. A plane coming in from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Next in line, it's American Eagle 3874. An E-Jet, an Embraer 175. I finally think we have something that is about to take off. We've had limited action.
Takeoff, 18 left, American 367.
American Airlines Flight 367, is that what they said?
Level 18 left, American 1323.
On the radar, I'm seeing... Flight radar may be a little sluggish right now. I think this flight's going to Austin. No, well, everything just disappeared from the radar. I hope we're still on the air. I sure hope that doesn't happen to the fine folks in the control tower. It's a little disconcerting when you see all the planes there and then all of a sudden the old screen goes blank. Graphics and Design says, thanks for the update on your son. Sounds like a busy, fun couple of weeks for him. A-list flyer Chris, one of our great mods, says, I'm seeing a whole lot of nuttin' on radar. My Flight Radar 24 just quit on me. We're going to have to wing it, I guess.
367, good day.
Pun intended. Well, enjoy the sights and sounds of airplanes landing with no information about where they could possibly be going.
Good afternoon, clear for takeoff, 18 left, American 1323.
Oh, I see some dings on the radar. I don't see this plane. But I do see a flight from Jacksonville, Florida coming in. As this one is taking off. So I think this is the flight to Austin, flight 1323, 737-800, and then just about to land is the flight 2852 from Jacksonville, an Airbus A321. Gently pan over for this arrival.
Departure mark 1323 today.
Cargo heavy coming in. I believe Douglas Serrano alerted us to this a little bit earlier. It's UPS flight 9775 from Houston Intercontinental, a 767 aircraft.
Echo Alpha Cross, 18 South Search, 165 application ready.
I was a little premature in announcing this aircraft, but we are about to see it. Here it comes.
A blast from the past, 1998.
Charlie to the ramp, monitor ground, good day, UPS 9775.
I don't think that's a water cannon salute. I think it's just the that fire truck is kind of just clearing out the pipes, I think. Plane there in the foreground is a Cessna 208B Super Cargo Master from Martin Air. And it is another 20th century aircraft.
1995.
So there you go. A couple of 20th century aircraft in that image. As we catch the tail end, an American Eagle flight arriving from Shreveport, Louisiana. I think that's the third Louisiana destination we've had come in here in the last 20 or 30 minutes. Got another Louisiana flight about to land. I had no idea there were so many destinations in Louisiana. But this is going to be Flight 2090, American Airlines 737-800, coming in from the Big Easy of New Orleans. You'll see that here momentarily. Brian Paulding says, "Morning, my friend Walt. What beautiful scenery, the DFW Airport and planes." Well, there are, to be honest, there are some more scenic airports to be had and their environs. I can think of a few offhand. Our friend Kevin at Wellington Flights Live has a pretty nice backdrop for his aviation adventures. San Francisco seems like a pretty scenic place to watch planes. But I'm not complaining. That noise you hear is the 757 we saw a little bit ago come in. Now just about to take its place in the lineup of UPS jets. I was kind of surprised when I got here this morning at 5. I think there are only 1 or 2 UPS planes here when I got here. And then the
Ground 65, Mark 62, thanks.
Then the MD pulled in. And so now we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 UPS cargoes. And this one's going to the back lot, apparently. Keith B., let me see if I can pronounce this right. Righto, Governor. Cheers, Walt. Douglas says I'll be getting a new die-cast UPS plane soon. I haven't fallen into that hobby. I don't really have room in my office for any model planes, but it's a fun thing to do, to collect those. And A-list flyer Chris, did we have a go around flight 3314? Did I miss something? Well, I hope not. Although, you know, I did hear something. I thought I heard a plane and I didn't see a plane. So maybe, oh, maybe that was it. The flight from Lafayette. Okay, yeah, it was a go-around. Well, sorry I did not get that plane. These things happen sometimes. I'm wearing headphones, and sometimes sometimes directional hearing is somewhat impaired by these headphones over my ears. But usually I can tell, and I did hear that sound, but I didn't put two and two together for some reason. Even though I did the other day when we had something similar happen with the Japan Airlines flight from Tokyo. I spun around and there it was going up in the air. So yeah, there was a go around. So it'll come back. That flight from Lafayette was an Embraer 175. Next arrival is going to be American Flight 519 from El Paso in Texas in Airbus A321. The sun is getting higher in the sky here as we approach 7:30 in the morning local time. Tiny Truck says, this is probably a lot safer way to watch planes. Usually I just have to awkwardly look out the window as I try to stay in my lane on Highway 114. Well, it is safer as long as you're not driving while you're watching this. I'm assuming you're not doing that. Yes, be in a stationary spot and dial your web browser into YouTube or your app. We're always there, whether we're live or whether we're pre-recorded. You can always find something from Runway DFW on there. Did I pronounce where this was coming from? Oh yeah, this is the El Paso flight. So we're up to 75 degrees Fahrenheit here at Founders Plaza. I think our signal's holding up this morning.
Whiskey Units across 18 West Alpha Route 165 on the bridge, making 5 thank you.
Although we are going out in 720p this morning. I meant to change it over back to 1080 and I forgot. So I don't know, maybe that's a good thing. There goes an American Eagle 1 flight, Embraer 175 getting towed or tugged over to the terminal area. American Flight 509 from Newark is about here. Let me whip around and bring that to you. Again, we don't see too many Newark incoming flights over on the west side. They usually go to the east side, but happy to see it.
Cross 18 right, cross 18 left, onboard local 214.
So that plane now has the authority to cross the runways. Kevin Kelly says, good morning, Walt. MRI says, bye, Walt. Internet getting slow. And it's getting close to bedtime now. Again, MR's over in the Philippines. So it says, great show. Bye, y'all. And thank you.
Golf 8, cross 18 left, and ground 185, American 509.
A-list flyer Chris says, American Flight 5080 from Shreveport was still on the runway when 3314 was on short final. So the decision was taken to soar back into the skies and give it another try without any potential problems.
One clear, 18 left, over the ground, 0.85, onboard local 214.
Ari's World says, when did you hit 11K, meaning 11,000 subscribers? And the answer to that is over the weekend, on Saturday. That was fun. There's a look to the east tower, a plane coming over the bridge from the west, from the east side. Oh, and A-list flyer Chris says about the go-around, it would have been almost right overhead as it turned out. And yeah, that's kind of what it sounded like, but I just couldn't, I guess because planes don't normally fly right over my head here, I didn't even put two and two together. I didn't think there's a plane right over me. So I will file that bit of audio information away because, you know, it's bound to happen again. And I have seen quite a few go-rounds here. Not quite one every time I'm out here, but probably at least one every month. And again, I'm not here all the time. I'm just here for several hours a week. There's a Dreamliner headed out of the hangar. And what we've got now is that flight from Shreveport coming back in. I'm sorry, the flight from Lafayette, Louisiana, coming in. I think this is the one that was is the one that went around, I think. Yes. So a little extra sightseeing for the passengers on this one. Adding a little extra time onto a flight, which is now an hour and 18 minutes old. Yeah, I'll have to go back and look at the recording to hear the sound of that plane going over, because I'm sure the sound came over on the broadcast. That is American Flight 524. It's an Airbus A321neo. It is going to the City of Angels, Los Angeles. So let's see, it's just after 7:30 here. That plane will get to, what's it, about a 3-hour flight to Los Angeles? No, maybe 2.5. 2.5, 3 hours. So you get to Los Angeles at almost the same time. Almost the same time as you leave, right? Kinda, sorta.
Cross, 18 right, 18 left, and with Kilo, American 1.04.
Runway DFW member of Veronica Peters says, "Good morning, Walt."
Right there.
Douglas Serrano says JAL Flight 12 is an hour out, so we should be able to include that on our broadcast today. And Raina said, sorry, I say sorry to Raina. I said, Walt, you missed my comment about how much I appreciate you getting my flight back to Texas from Florida for my family vacation. I give you my thanks for catching my flight. It is no problem at all, Raina. I was glad to be here when you got back. I was a little worried about the weather. But as it turned out, everything turned out fine. Here comes a flight from Corpus Christi on the Texas Gulf Coast. And Embraer 175, American Eagle, Flight 3885. Well, we're about to have a non-American Airlines plane coming in. But we first must pause to give our thanks to Skittles, as you saw. $5 super chat. Good morning, Walt. Have a great day of plane spotting. It's 5:37 here on the coast of Washington. You are up early, but we're glad to have you with us. Now, we've got a non-American Airlines plane coming in. Heaven forfend. It's Spirit Airlines Flight 985 from the Motor City. So we'll see that big yellow bird here in a moment. I'm assuming it's a yellow bird. Yeah. We saw a couple of the birthday cake livery over the weekend on Saturday. I don't know how many of those there are. But this ain't one of them. But because of the lighting conditions, everything's kind of in silhouette until we get out of the range of the sun there. what's the lowdown on the Spirit merger with JetBlue? I'm not hearing anything about that. We're about to have our first animal tail watching experience here this morning. Hard to see, but that was Flo the flamingo.
Happy Black for the sake of 455-1551.
Maybe we'll get a little better look at it as it turns. Kind of make out a flamingo there. On that Airbus A320neo. This plane is on its way to not available. Or at least that's the information we have from our friends at Flight Radar. That plane coming in was coming in from Madison. So Flo the flamingo is off to parts unknown.
East side, American 5038. After Alpha Ultra, 18 left, American 5038.
What about Joe going for flight 1551?
All right, we got some Texas flights coming in. First of which is from Killeen, American Eagle Flight 4892, CRJ 701ER. Doesn't take too long to get to or from Killeen. This one left 32 minutes ago. I'm going to reconfigure our cameras here a little bit. That one's reconfigured. Okay. Yeah, now this one's reconfigured. There we go. And in focus. Hope so. Austin Swafford says, good morning, Walt. Good morning back to you. Denny Zach says, a Spirit flight crew told us you will hear more, I believe, next summer on the merger with JetBlue. Does that mean next summer this summer or next summer 2024? That's a long time. Kevin Kelly says, Walt, you got 2 UPS planes coming in late today. And by late, I don't know if that means late like, as we approach the 9 o'clock hour here, which is when I've got to pack up and put all this stuff away and find the nearest Starbucks and start working on my other job. You see, we've got a lot of, I don't know how much you can tell here, but we've got a table, we've got 4 cameras, we've got a wagon down there with our batteries in it, we've got a computer, we've got a sound mixer, we've got an iPad with some music on it. We've got all sorts of stuff we've got to pack up, and that generally takes, if I'm in a hurry, I can probably do it in about 30 or 40 minutes.
Good morning.
I wonder how our MD is doing over here. Hard to tell. Looks like it's buttoned up. You see the assorted ground crew. And yeah, it looks like they may be actually on the other side still loading it up. Can't quite tell. I see behind the that right tug, I see, well, behind those 2 tugs, I see some containers, but I can't tell if they're in the process of being moved into that aircraft or not. We're in kind of a lull here. Sarah Jane RN, one of our great members of Runway DFW, says, good day everyone from Australia. And Ryan Paulding says, beautiful plane, MD-11. As we are greeted with a super chat from our pal Kevin at Airline Videos Live. Hey Walt, got your email. No need for jackeries in DC. Have a great show. Yeah, thank you for letting me know, and thank you for that note, Kevin, and for that contribution to our show. Yeah, Kevin has let me be using. Is that good sentence structure? I don't think so. But I've wound up with 4 Jackery batteries from Kevin, which he sent me for his broadcasts here, and I'm still using them, but I just want to make sure Kevin knows that I'm more than happy to ship them off to whatever far-flung destination he needs to broadcast from next. And of course, Kevin is going to be doing some broadcasting, I believe it's next week, from the Washington, D.C. area. Plans are to broadcast from both Dulles and from Washington National Reagan Airport. And so, looking forward to that. AVL on the fly. And thanks again, Kevin. Delta Flight 339. Is that right?
departure. Good day. I'll wait.
Check that. Flight 839 coming in from Atlanta, Georgia, the home base of Delta, is about to land here. It's an Airbus A321. We don't see the Delta Atlanta flights come in on this side too very often. So here it is. I saw on Twitter yesterday there was a salute to Saul Bass, whose birthday it was. Now, Saul Bass is no longer with us, but his birthday was being noted. And if you don't recognize that name, you probably, well, I'm sure you will recognize some of his fine work. For one thing, Saul Bass was a designer, a graphic designer, who worked on a lot of movie title sequences, and probably most famously the James Bond movie sequences from the 60s and the 70s, and I don't know how long he did that for. But they're always very distinctive and very graphically interesting. But, and here's something I didn't know, he also designed logos for a myriad of recognizable products, including the AT&T Death Star logo. I guess we call it the Death Star logo. But he also designed the logos for 3 different U.S. airlines. And so the question is, which ones were they? And are there any still in use? Well, one of them is still kind of in use. One of the airlines is no longer in business, and the other is in business but no longer uses his logo. Jeepers Voyeur says, good morning. Kevin's busy answering messages from fans. So anyway, the 3 airlines that Saul Bass designed logos for were Continental, Frontier, and United. He designed the United Tulip logo, which now sadly is no longer emblazoned on the tails of United Airlines aircraft, which I think most plane spotters feel is something that ought to be there, ought to be back, would be welcomed back. It's gotten a bit quiet here, hasn't it? Hey, Chuck Tolsma, here with us on Saturday in person, here with us today in spirit. Hello, Chuck. It was good to see you in person. Cody Reynolds says, good morning, Walt. With an update on Japan Airlines Flight 12 now over Wichita Falls in Texas, so it's not too long to get till it's here. LAS Runways says, good morning, DFW from LAS Runways. Love your show. Thank you. Cody McCatherine says, good morning, Walt, from Louisiana. Watching from work sure helps the time go by. Yeah, I find that too. I mean, when I get into my work mode, I always have either my computer or my iPad on the side, blasting away. Usually AVL, I have to say, if it's on the air. Or one of the other fine aviation streams. It does tend to make the workday go by more quickly. Let's take a peek underneath this MD here. Still a lot going on. And Imre had the answer to my quiz before. I'm sure he typed that in before I had the answer. So thank you, Imre, for your alertness. Lori P. is here. Good morning, Walt. Thank you for streaming. It is my pleasure. Plane Dude. Good morning, Walt. Just woke up. Plane Dude, a member of Runway DFW. Thank you, Plane Dude. We've got another Spirit Airlines plane in the mix. This one's going to be taking off. It's going to be going to Los Angeles. It's an Airbus A320 making the turn on runway 18 left. I always have to think for to wonder, is this really the world's second busiest airport when it gets this quiet in the morning? But you always have to consider that while we're watching planes over on this side of the field, there are other aircraft that are making their way in and out on the other side of the field. I'm going to say this is going to be a TNB. Off it goes to the City of Angels.
Airwing 3610 departure. Have a good one.
Wow, the skies are just empty as far as incoming flights go for the near term. It's like somebody took a giant eraser and said, no more flights for you. Let's take a look back at the MD, see if there's anybody. Is there anybody in the cockpit there? Can we see anybody in there? Oh, yeah. That's a good sign. That is a good sign that we'll get to see this tri-jet soar into the skies. Travis, Fort Lauderdale, USA. Good morning, Travis. A-list flyer Chris poses the question, when a Spirit aircraft is on screen, does anyone else say banana in their best minion voice, or is it just me? And Chuck was saying the window was open on that MD. I thought I saw that, but I couldn't. I thought maybe it was just I'm kind of at a disadvantage in that I'm looking at screens which are awash with glare. But yeah, it does look like the window's open now that I see it. What is it? Window? I guess it just kind of slides back. I'm not familiar with the window situation of an MD-11, but wouldn't want that thing popping open at altitude, though. Hey, it's just after 8 o'clock. Hey, what are you watching? You're watching Runway DFW in color today. It is, you know what? I don't think we ever gave the date, did we? No. I'm about to run out of music, though. We must have another music bed, don't we? Sure. It's Tuesday, May 9th, 2023. We're live at DFW International Airport. Yeah, my name is Walt. We are hanging out with you, waiting for planes to come and go at one of the busiest airports in the world. Not. And but we'll be here with you for another hour of plane action. We hope to see what? Japan Airlines Flight 12 coming in from Tokyo. That'd be good. And we may see this. Where is it? There it is. We may see that plane go out. Fingers crossed. So hang out with us here at Runway DFW. My name is Walt. Very happy to have you with us. And we'll just take you through the next 60 minutes or so with aviation fun and games. And that may be what it is, fun and game. We may have to invent some games here if planes don't start landing. I see an American Airlines Flight 1395 coming in from Minneapolis, St. Paul, now over Lake Louisville, or Louisville Lake. Oh, and there's a plane. Look at that. That was American Flight 1330 going to Austin, and right behind it is, there it is. It's a United Flight 2371 to San Francisco. So it's no wonder United is buying so many new planes. You've seen in the news they're buying hundreds of new planes.
18 left on out the line, clear takeoff, American 1330.
This particular one here is 23 years old. It's still a 21st century plane, though. That's an Airbus A319-100. But before that, in the lineup to take off here is American Flight 1330 to Austin. It's another Airbus A319.
18 left.
And it's a rolling. And the sun has suddenly become obscured by clouds. And we could see the moon over here in the southwestern sky, but it is now gone as well. So clouds are enveloping the big airport.
Northwest, takeoff 18 left, RNAV B Park, United 2371.
And you're about to see that United jet enter your screen. There's the sky, though. You can see the sun is kind of gone.
Switch departure, max 1330, good day.
And everything has gotten all of a sudden very monochromatic. Everything just shades of gray, pretty much. You might be asking, Walt, when does the 380 arrive?
Roger, 2371.
We do have an Airbus A380 that comes in. We only get one here. We're not blessed with 2 or 3 or 4 like LAX, but we do get one. It is British Airways Super Speedbird. But that doesn't come in until about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so we will not be privileged to see the King of the Skies on this broadcast anyway. And we bring you the sun in lieu of planes, and even the sun is going away. So there, take that, Walt. We've got a Delta plane. It's coming up to the takeoff area. Here on runway 18 left. There it is. Airbus A320. It's going to Salt Lake City. Flight 1291. A 21-year-old aircraft is that. It is making its way snappily up to the takeoff position.
Okie dokie, RNAV to B Park, we're clear to go, Delta 1291.
Okie dokie. Where'd that plane go? There it is. Once again, this is Flight 1291 going to Salt Lake City. Exclusively, as best I can tell, on Runway DFW. I don't see any other streamers out here this morning. I don't see Epic Toast Man or and I don't see OZ Gaming. But watch for those two. They'll come at you with a broadcast. Off to SLC. Got another one of these Martinair flights going out with a load of cargo. Not appearing quite yet on the radar, so I don't know where to tell you it's off to.
For departure, see you now.
I'm going to have to keep an eye on this. It's really gotten... We've become enveloped in clouds all of a sudden. I didn't see any rain on the morning forecast when I looked last night. But this is Texas, that can always change. Oh, and you know what? Japan Airlines Flight 12, we will not be seeing it land, I don't think. Unless it makes a go around, because it's coming in on runway 13 right. And yeah, I'm going to kind of pan over here. This is kind of the general direction it would be coming from. And I see it on the radar coming in, but I do not think that we can see it in the sky. I think there was once I panned over here just to see if I could see a flight come in over there, and it did go around.
Flying right, crossline left, 0.65 on the bridge. Have a great day, Martech 655.
But yeah, Flight 12 from Haneda Airport in Tokyo is now somewhere over there landing, which just goes to show you how big of an airport this is. You can't, from here you can't even see it, and I can't even hear it. But according to the radar, it's just now touching down. So what are you gonna do? Still, we're about to get a pushback here. Oh, that's me. Get out of the way. Yes, this big old MD is about to get pushed back. Hopefully they've closed the window. Looks as though they have. Plane Dude says we never got our A380 yesterday, so they'll make up for it. They'll make it up for giving us one today, like usual. And Steve Lundby notes that the window can't open during flight because it opens inward. When they pressurize the plane, it pushes the window outward. I hope they have some clamps on it, though, because what if you lose pressurization? Does that mean the windows just come flying at you? I'm sure it doesn't work that way. So I think we're about to see some movement here. Mark Schindler says, I just caught it either side of the large bunch of trees. So we did see the JAL flight come in? Huh. I'll have to go back and check the tape again. This is flight 2020. This UPS flight. It's going to Philadelphia, which doesn't bode well for us because it means they may go over to the other side of the airport for takeoff. But speaking of MDs, we have one coming in. It's flight 768. This one's coming in from Louisville. So we'll get some double tri-jet action for you here on runway DFW. It's flight 768. We've got to kind of peek over some vehicles here to see it arrive. That's okay. It's a proud tri-jet. I think I hear our jingle singers already warming up.
Kilo to ramp with you, good day, DF76.
All the best. 1993.
So there's that one. Here's the one that's right in front of us. Don't see it moving quite yet. But we'll give you a peek here at the Japan Airlines Dreamliner that came in from, oh no, not a Dreamliner, this is a 777, came in from Haneda Airport over there on runway 13, right? Normally we get to see it land over here, but today, not our day for that. So from tri-jet to tri-jet. So it's likely that within 5 years of this very date, we won't be able to see anything like this anymore. So we must savor it whilst we can. Unfortunately, this one's parking behind a fence, so not our best view of that. So there it is, getting tucked away. Shut off. Crystal Robinette says, there goes my package, LOL. I have a package from them coming today. Well, hopefully it's on one of these planes. And Plane Dude says, wow, fire training starts early in the morning, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it on this picture. There behind the west tower there was a little blacker smoke a minute or two ago. But yeah, they do have a fire training facility on the southwest corner of the airport over by runway 13 right. And yeah, they've got things going off today. Brian Henry says, Walt, that was lovely to my eyes and ears. And yes, Aaron L. Trains and Planes says, fire. No, that is a little disconcerting when you see smoke rising from the vicinity of an airport, but it is just a training session, so not to worry. And Plane Dude says, dang, the smoke was literally just there. Yeah, it was rising from the sky pretty heavily there. Another tiny cargo plane, which for some reason these haven't been appearing on the radar this morning. I'd like to say thank you to Jody Peak, a member of Runway DFW and one of our moderators. 747 Super Chat says, good morning, Walt. Thanks for the early morning show. Great way to start the day. Always happy to oblige. Kevin Kelly says, on my way to UPS right now, Walt. Becky England says, in regard to the fate of the MD-11, saw FedEx MD-11 landing at Seattle the other day. Really liked these planes. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess, you know, the main attraction is that they look so different from anything else that has really ever flown. With that big old cigar engine strapped on the tail there.
On the 319 at Golf and 65 on the bridge. Contact 64, good morning.
Yeah, it's probably unlikely we'll see any aircraft that is designed that way ever again. Sankar R is our newest subscriber. Thank you, Sankar. And Aaron L. Planes and Trains, so cool. Love me some MD-11s. Plane Dude says, time to get out of bed and start my day. First on the list, coffee! I need a dose of that as well. That'll be, as soon as I pack things up here, that'll be on my agenda. As I settle in for a morning of work at my other job. David E. Basinger says, I know Pittsburgh gets the MD-11 at its facility about once or twice a week. Yeah, we are very lucky to see a regular flow of these, you know, several a day here, except maybe on the weekends. Jeffrey says they are similar to the Lockheed L-1011s from back in the day. The MD-11s are, and well, they are in that they both have 3 engines. Although I thought the L-1011 design was a lot sleeker because they integrated the 3rd engine into the fuselage, whereas of course this one is. It almost looks like an after. I know it wasn't an afterthought, but it almost looks like an afterthought. Said, let's put that. Where are we going to put that 3rd engine? Oh, let's just stick it on the tail there. See, it makes it so the tail art has to be kind of shrunk, and I don't know. Not the most elegant design, I would say, in my opinion, but. Donald Connor says, good morning, everyone. Awesome stream as always, Walt, watching from North Carolina. And we're looking towards the east there. Visibility doesn't seem to be getting any better. And we also don't seem to be seeing any planes getting ready for takeoff, although as we approach the 9 o'clock hour, it usually jams up over there. So I guess we can expect to see that happening. Already the cargo bay doors of that other 1011 that came in, we saw that land, and they are now getting ready to disgorge its cargo. Chuck Tolsma says, my first flight to Honolulu was on an L-1011. Yeah, I flew the L-1011, I'm going to say an American Airlines from here to Chicago, I think. That might have been my first wide-body experience. Sea-Dog, newest subscriber to Runway DFW. Thank you, Sea-Dog. We've got a plane coming in. It's American Flight 1119 from San Luis Potosí in Mexico. Here it comes. Finally, we get something arriving here on Runway DFW. Thanks for watching. The wind is picking up now. And what do we have here? Why, we have an MD that's pulling out. Where it's being pushed back.
West, American 1119. Cross 18 left, Golf 8, ground American 1119, good day.
See a little puddle jumper in the foreground. Now, once again, this flight is going to Philadelphia, and so there's a possibility it will not depart here on the west side, but we'll just have to see.
To land, 18 left, clear to take off American 2720.
Crossing 18 right, the Whiskey Foxtrot, contact 680.
Hey there, Brian Tan. Thank you for subscribing to Runway DFW.
West side 882.
Plane Dude says, just came down to make some coffee and I realized
Take a 4, hold short 18
I'm
left.
all out of coffee. My life is over.
18 left, line up with contact 680.
Don't take it too seriously. David E. Basinger says, any idea where that MD-11 is headed? Yes, according to Flight Radar 24, it is headed to the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. And yes, activity is picking up a little bit there on the runway 18 left as far as departures go. But
Alright, we'll turn right heading 240, 18 left, clear for takeoff, contact 680.
Line up right 18 left, American.
listen, we got a tri-jet. We got to focus in on that.
We'll give those departure, American. Come on.
I see a wave from the guy in the truck on the right. Everything's been detached. The truck pulls out of the way. Did we tell you when this was from?
1994.
We need a little more volume there.
1994.
That's a little better. Our salute to 20th century aircraft by the Runway DFW Jingle Singers.
Cliff took off 18 left on ellular and American 1304.
This is 40 with the passenger, contact 680, good day.
18 left, line runway on board 3786.
American 2263, ILS 18 right.
Thank you, Maximilian Denner, for being our newest subscriber on Runway DFW. Greg Brower is checking in as a new subscriber. Thank you, Greg. Welcome.
B Park 18 left, clear for takeoff on board 3786.
Runway 18 left, American 239.
Welcome all new subscribers to Runway DFW. A big thank you to all of our members who help make this machine run.
Push departure, American 1304.
And if you're neither of those, thanks just for watching.
Alright, we'll taxi behind the Airbus, and then we'll go on Whiskey Fox and halt short of hotel. Or sorry, On hotel, hold short Yankee, UPS, right heavy.
Fire sugar 3786, will do.
I hold short Yankee, ground 85, UPS 2020 heavy.
I'm going to say this UPS MD is trucking on over to the east side for a takeoff.
Yes, sir.
Airplane clear takeoff 18 left, American 239.
Wait, 18 left, American 2767, American 2263, west side. Hold short, 18 left, call to 8, American 22.
Well, it's a shame it won't take off right in front of us, but I think we will get a chance to look at it rise into the sky if we can keep track of it on the radar. Marina Taylor says, okay, everyone, I'm going to sign off now. Get ready for my riding lesson. Take care, everyone. Have a great Tuesday. See you guys later. Bye-bye, Raina. Have a fun lesson.
Take off 18 left, RNAV B Park, American 2767.
18 left, land point on board 3596.
Departure 10.
Payless Flyer Chris says those leading edge slats are massive. And I'm assuming he's talking about this aircraft. Can't tell if it's
Echo
way...
4, Echo Alpha, short of 18 left, 3192.
Obviously, this plane is on a taxiway, but I don't
Contact the
know.
land, 18 left, clear for takeoff on board 3596.
I am unable to tell you whether it's waiting its
Echo
turn
18 left, I'm 3893.
to take off after the passenger planes that are lined up, or if it's just gonna waiting for its turn to cross the bridge. Or if it's just posing for pictures. Passing in front is American Eagle. Just in a second from now, you'll see American Eagle Flight 3596 headed off to Midland on that Embraer 175. I hate to peel away from this crazy airplane to look at other airplanes. Hans von Rietsche says, TriStars, the end of an era. Enjoy it while you can.
RNAV, land, 18 left, clear for takeoff, runway 3893.
Viking Tankerman says the Air Forces will be phasing out the KC-10, the MD-11 variant,
West.
That's their refueling fleet in 2024. Why, that's next year.
18 left, Delta 8.
Look at all those airplanes and even a train in that shot.
Departure bound weather 596.
Ryan Polding says, wonder if UPS will stay idle like Spirit did on Saturday. Yeah, we had a Spirit plane that was parked up there
Cross 20 left.
near that same position, and it was just kind of chilling out for, I don't know, it seemed like a half hour, maybe more before.
Okay, clear to cross 18 left, Gulf 8, ground 185, American 2326.
So I don't know, maybe it's kind of symbolic. The MD-11 there with other planes passing it by. Almost sadly poetic.
Archer 393, see ya.
Meanwhile, we've still got the other MD that we have here. It's now getting its cargo unloaded. We can't quite zoom in as far on that camera as we can with some of our others.
Runway 3515, we're getting another minute, we're still waiting on the back. Cross 20 left, the 180 on the other side, runway 3515.
I know, I should show you some.
Runway 18 left, American
I should show you some action. Well, coming in from Palm Beach is this American Airlines Airbus A321. Yes, things are happening. Looks like the MD is finally on the move.
Arnav Laren, clear for takeoff, 180 left, 2114.
And so they're just making a big left turn to head over the bridge to the eastern district of DFW Airport.
Runway 18 left, American 353.
Where's that plane going, Walt? Well, I'll tell you in a minute. There's a lot of aircraft on the radar screen, and I can't quite pick it out without zooming in a bit. Or in this case, without it getting out of the way of the rest of the aircraft.
Day 2114.
It's just me, or does everything look gray and dingy right now? The plane we saw taking off there was Flight 2114 off to Santa Ana, California. And this one that just came in was Flight 1768 from New Orleans, an Airbus A321.
Left high speed, American 1068. West, give me east.
Well, we're in our final 15 minutes of action here, because I do have a kind of a hard off time.
Alpha route give way and point 8 on the bridge, American 1768.
I believe this is going to be American Flight 353 to Puerto Vallarta. But I'm not real sure about that. Yes, that is it. Confirmed by the N number. Bill Caldham says, I'm going to be so sorry when the MD-11s are no more. Still like how they look. And those are the last one we have here this morning anyway.
Learn 18 left, let me take off next 350.
Right of away. Runway 18 left, American 2357. Barnard B Park, clear for takeoff 18 left, American 2357.
Line up and wait, 18 left, runway 3550. Bravo, also 18 left, Skyline 353, good day.
There's a plane coming in from Savannah, Georgia. Flight 2435, if I scanned it correctly. As the wind kind of picks up again.
ETO across 18 right, hold short, 18 left, local 796.
Well, one of our last planes today may be a 757, because it looks like UPS flight 2711 is rolling out. It's going to go to Ontario, and we should see it take off right in front of us.
335, didn't tell you. American 375, we're about 18 right.
The next arrival is going to be American Eagle Flight 5492, coming in from Montgomery, Alabama. CRJ 900 LR.
Go out for short wing left, American 2435.
So it's just about nearly here. Ah, I see it now.
I have Larry clear for takeoff, 18 left, runway 3550.
Line left, line point, Scout 49 left.
Look at that, it's a One World livery.
Bravo, 18 right.
That's a 777 which just exited the hangar area, and it's waiting its turn to cross the runways to go over to the terminal area. Was that our only special livery today? I think so, if you don't count the Frontier tail.
Speed hold short with Lima 18 left. Switch right quickly.
Arriving now, a flight from Jacksonville, Florida.
50 kilo cross 18 left, 0.85 local 796.
Runway 3550.
That was flight 375. Is that right? 375, yes, from Jacksonville.
Cross 18 left, Bravo, grounding 5
There's the assemblage of some of the aircraft getting ready to take off. It's gotten very crowded over there. The MD-11 that we saw go over to the east side is still waiting its turn to take off. I'm trying to keep an eye on that. We don't have the air traffic control going from the east side, so can only rely on radar.
B Park, 18 left, clear for takeoff, Skywest 4934.
But they got a passel of planes
3438.
ready to take off over on the east side as well. And yes, we use the word passel when referring to a group of things here in Texas. That was flight 1595 from Austin, Texas. No? Yes.
No delay, runway 18 left, clear and clear for takeoff. Runway 3438.
Wing about 5 away, runway 3734. Call short 18 left, Whiskey Lima, American 1595.
Park to Skywest 4934.
I kind of scrambled to get the MD-11 because I looked at the radar and it said it was at 500 and something feet, and I thought, oh, I've got to catch it going up. But it was only going like 3 miles an hour, so I think that was just a miscalibration. Swing around here to get this 757. I like that aircraft. Simple, sleek.
Across the 20 left, Whiskey Lima, ground 85, American 1595. Cross 18, left Alpha, 0.8, at the top of the ridge.
1992.
Yet another 20th century aeroplane. Pamela Thompson is our newest subscriber. Thank you, Pamela. Almost time for us to go this morning, but we hope to be able to bring you this plane taking off as well as the MD-11, which we saw pull out here a little bit ago. Oh, you know what? We're going to have a UPS 747, and it's going to be here in 4 minutes. And why am I talking like Oprah? So that'll be a nice way to end things, yes. A 747 landing right in front of us. Count me in. coming in from
Louisville.
Louisville.
RNAV flared on void 3774.
Flight 752.
Airline 18 right, hold to Bravo, American 50.
So we will say thank you to UPS for providing us with some nice aircraft to look at today.
Runway 3635.
2792, good morning. Conversing at left 20 right.
And that information confirmed by Douglas Serrano. We say hello to Super 80 Swiss Air. Morning, y'all.
March C at 3774.
Let's see where that Queen of the Skies is. It's still a couple of planes away.
On board 3463.
The MD-11 on the other side of the airport is going nowhere fast, apparently.
Alpha, short of 18 left.
So you take a swig of life-giving water. Can't really see it from that shot, but there are a lot of planes waiting to take off over on this side of the airport.
Yes, 2711 cross, 18 right with 5.
Well,
Cross 1 right, hold short 1 left on Zulu, and boy local 251.
and before we get to that Queen, let me just dip over here. You can see the smoke rising from behind the west tower there. That is not anything to be concerned about. It's just they do some fire training. There's a fire training facility in that direction, and we often see some thick black smoke rising from over there. So it looks like that MD is now kind of angling to get in place to take off from the east side. I don't know what to make of that.
Wait, 18 left, American 25 please.
And the excitement is building as we await the arrival of the Queen of the Day.
After B Park, so we take off runway 18 left, American 25 please.
18 left, line point, only 4212. 4030 left, it was still a hotel
All right, well, it's time. Time has come to bring you Queen of the Skies. UPS 747 coming in from Louisville on runway DFW as kind of our final shot for you. we've still got things to do. We've got to say goodbye. We've got to play our credits to recognize all of our members. Updated as of last night. Here it comes.
Runway 4487, we're up to 2415. Parking east side, 517. The land, 18 left clear, take off, no land to roll. Alright, that's land, runway 18 left clear, take off, 4212.
18 left, left, wing, left, 30.
We're about to take care of American 2517.
The QOTS makes the scene.
Cross 111 from Zulu, contract ground, point 5, and local 251.
Our chance to bring you the MD-11 taking off was thwarted by this. But that plane disappeared into the cloud cover, so we wouldn't have gotten to see much anyway.
Cross 20 left, whiskey, Lima ground, to the American 27.
And looks like unusually this is going to taxi up one of the central taxiways as opposed to coming up on the west side. But yeah, just a 2-year-old 747-8F. And I think that's going to do it for us here on this edition of Runway DFW. Well, I would like to thank all of you, you and you and you, I see you there, you lurkers and you participators and you members and you subscribers, and especially you who are our fine members of the Runway DFW Moderation Federation. Thanks to all of you for hanging out with us for this, 2.5 hours, yeah? We saw some good planes, we had some fun, we laughed. I don't think we cried. But we'll be back soon with another broadcast from DFW International Airport. Until then, it's your obedient servant Walt saying happy contrails to you until we meet again. And now comes the time when we show you and we thank all the members of the Runway DFW family from here at Founders Plaza.
Price is Right, which follows at most of these CBS stations.
We hope you liked it. Too late to change it now.
Thanks again, everyone, for watching. And don't forget to check out Kevin's stream, Airline Videos Live, coming up later this morning here on YouTube. Bye.